The wind came first, then the cold. It rolled across the plains like a living thing, biting through wool and bone, carrying snow that stung the eyes and erased the horizon. Mary Caldwell had stopped crying hours ago. Tears froze too quickly to fall. Her wrists were bound with iron links, chained high around the trunk of a cottonwood whose bare branches groaned under ice. The men who left her there had spoken softly, almost kindly, as if that made it just. A widow with no claim, no family, no warmth owed. Winter would decide. She leaned her cheek against the bark, rough and burning with cold. Each breath was a careful thing. If she breathed too fast, the air cut her lungs, too slow, and sleep crept close, sweet and dangerous. She thought of her husband's laugh, the way the stove used to tick at night, the smell of coffee. Those memories felt like borrowed heat, fading. Far out on the white sweep of land, a rider moved with the storm. Lakota, Red Feather, had been following signs since dawn, subtle breaks in the snow, a drag mark where something heavy had been pulled. The tracks were careless. Men who believed the cold would finish what they started. He had seen such things before. Winter was a weapon settlers and soldiers both trusted. He did not. His pony slowed as the cottonwood came into view. At first he thought the dark shape at its base was a fallen bundle, discarded goods. Then the wind shifted, and he heard a sound, thin, stubborn, alive. He slid from the saddle and approached on foot, every sense alert. To stop here was danger. Patrols moved these lands, and helping a settler could mark him as an enemy to his own. But the sound came again, a breath scraped raw. Mary lifted her head when she felt a presence. Her vision swam, but she saw him then, fur-lined robe dusted with snow, dark eyes steady as winter stars. Fear flared, then faltered. He knelt, not touching her yet, studying the chain, the color of her lips, the way her hands trembled. Lakota worked quickly. He wrapped his robe around her shoulders, cutting the wind, then struck steel to flint with numb fingers. The spark caught in dry grass he carried, and a small flame shivered to life. Heat returned in whispers. He tested the chain with a knife, shook his head, then reached into his pouch and brought out a wedge of bone. He set it at the lock, listening, patient. The wind howled. Somewhere, men might hear. The lock gave with a soft crack. He caught her as her knees folded, lifting her as if she weighed nothing. Mary clung to him without thought, the world narrowing to warmth and motion. He set her on his pony, secured her with care, and turned away from the open plain toward a line of distant trees. Behind them, the cottonwood stood empty, branches creaking, as if surprised that winter had been denied its due.